I, 22M, have started falling for my newly single female friend, 22F. This is my oldest friendship. It could mess up our whole friend group if it didn't work out and word got out. We will call her Olivia. Other names will also be changed. Olivia and I first met in kindergarten and have always lived around the corner from each other. Our parents have been great friends. We go to the same church, and I work with her mom now. We went from a small private school where our 8th grade class was under 50 to a public high school with a class of over 300. Growing up, my parents always said they wanted me to date her. We were 2 of 4 who went to this high school. The other 2 were her best friend Maria, 22F, and a girl we weren't super close with. Since there were so many people we didn't know, and they already had established friend groups, the 3 of us stuck together. The school must have known because the 4 of us had lockers right near each other for the entire 4 years. We formed a solid friend group that remains to this day despite going to different schools all over the state. School dances, bonfires, beach days, camping trips, you name it. Olivia was single all of high school, and I had a girlfriend from sophomore to senior year. We broke up because of distance a couple of weeks into college. I took it hard, but am thankful now as I denied how awful she was to me, and Olivia talked through its surface level with me once or twice. Not deep, but not empty words. I had a few things here and there, and they were all negative experiences that have made me scared of intimacy. I've been single/not with a girl for 3.5 years. About a year into college, Olivia started dating her boyfriend. We'll call Tom, 23M. Tom was kind of wild in high school, but once he started college, he got things in order. He did the same BA as me, and we would talk about it a lot. He's a great guy, and we became good friends. We had a life group together where we'd meet once a week at Olivia's house and go out to dinner or a bar for special occasions. I didn't know this at the time, but Olivia and Tom had some problems behind the scenes. From his high school experiences, he had serious jealousy issues and wouldn't like her hanging out with other guys. They did some couples counseling, and he just couldn't move past it, so they broke up after 3.5 years and shortly after graduation. I've been trying to put myself out there on Hinge, and I've asked a couple of girls out with Olivia's help. Rejected twice, which didn't make me feel good, and she talked me through it. The most recent one was a couple of months ago. A mutual friend's, 23M, younger sister, 19F, who incidentally is my manager's mom. Small town. Olivia hyped me up, along with the boys obviously, even though I was hesitant to go through with it. It was complicated since I work with her mom and am good friends with her older brother. She was so kind and appreciative of the offer, but wanted to just try being friends. She went to Olivia about a month afterward and said she didn't want to be in any relationship right now. She apologized, but I told her it was fine because at least I took the chance and was trying to think about it rationally as an adult. She emphasized that was the correct way of looking at things. After I asked her out and I talked with her about it, she said some things that stuck out to me. It was good practice. We will find some other girls for you to practice on. The word practice stuck out to me along with her focusing on the fact that I had at least asked because it sounded as if Olivia was saying these weren't the real deal. I kind of got the smallest feeling Olivia hyped me up to get me to practice on someone else before asking her or something. I could be thinking too deeply about it. She's had a few months of taking it easy, but in the past couple of weeks has got Hinge as well and has been sowing her wild oats, so to speak. She and her mom have mentioned she's talking to a few guys at once with the occasional date, going out to bars and drinking. I'm not sure too much about the nature of those relationships, besides going on walks. I haven't wanted to pry. We see each other about once a week, and it doesn't ever come up. Fast forward to the last month or so. Olivia, Maria's fiancé, 23M, Gabe, 22M, and I went out to dinner. Olivia and I sat next to each other. We had a couple of moments, and then the server asked if we were together or separate. In hindsight, I should have said together to be a good friend. I was talking with an older guy at work about putting myself out there since he's known me for a long time, and we had a really good talk. His son has had similar things to me. He said nothing is better than finding someone who you can love and other encouragement, but said she's out there somewhere, and she's just waiting for you to rescue her. This wasn't about anyone specific, but I can't get that wording out of my head. I was playing tennis with Gabe and another guy from our friend group, and he asked, "Why don't you hit up?" Insert her nickname, and I just shrugged it off. The next day I texted him if he was serious, and he said to do what felt right. About a week later, We were playing again, and we needed a fourth player, so we texted Olivia and Maria. Maria had to work, and Olivia said she accidentally got roped into a date at the dive bar down the road. She was going with a group of college friends, and they all backed out except for one guy. She was feeling hesitant about being at the bar alone with him, as he offered to pick her up from her house, and she thought he could be thinking it was an actual date. Gabe and I concocted a plan where my friend and I would walk in like we go there all the time. We sat down, and the guy was so arrogant and stuck-up / a know-it-all. We all played nice, and then my friend Gabe had to leave. This was the friend that asked me about my thoughts on her the week prior. So now it was just the three of us. They have seen each other a lot at school and met on a summer abroad trip, so they had more to talk about. I am on the quieter side in general, and she is super outgoing. I ended up staying until the end to make sure she was safe. He was going to pay for my drinks, but I ended up settling on my tab as it was only a couple of beers at a cheap bar. When he went up to settle there, she said, "Thanks for coming to rescue me. It means a lot. You're a lifesaver." I immediately thought back to what my coworker said. Rescue her? I don't usually put too much weight on things like that, but this feels different. Whenever we're at big gatherings, we look across the room and gravitate toward each other, mostly because we've known each other for so long. Since graduation, we've grown more distant at different colleges besides the times we had regular groups to see each other during junior and senior years. We've seen each other a lot more since graduation and subsequently since her breakup. A week ago, I was going through Hinge and finally found her. To be honest, her profile is really cute. I don't usually talk to people on dating apps much, but I would have with her. I have kept her profile on my feed to see if she makes a first move. She disappeared last night, and I kind of panicked wondering if she skipped it. It popped back up this morning, and I was so relieved. I texted a removed friend, Peter, 23M, who I've talked about all of this so far with. I think I unfortunately need to address the thing with Olivia. I freaked out a second that she disappeared from Hinge and was worried she said no on me. She popped back up again, and I was relieved. It started to hit me that I'd fallen for her. Since her breakup, I've seen her in a new light, and it has almost been like my brain said, okay, you're allowed to think about her that way, since she's single now and years of knowing her all hit me at once. Did I always feel this way? Was I prevented from doing so since she was taken? I genuinely do not know what to do. I have grown comfortable with being single and not taking risks. I've wanted a girlfriend, but not had it in me to pour myself out and be intimate. Do I go for it and jeopardize a 17-year friendship? I want to take things slow and not rush into it. We rarely text and are now seeing each other about twice a month. How do I slowly navigate it? I'm in no rush. Edit. Other main points. She's single now. I am attracted to her, and there's chemistry and history there, but a lack of regular communication, so making a move could be clunky.